Ralo called Young Dolph before he went to the cookie shop. He told him, when you go to Memphis to do the turkey drive, make sure to keep your head on a swivel. It's a lot of people out there to get you. Ralo was trying to warn Young Dolph. He already had an ear to the streets and heard about how somebody put money on his head and everything. The rumor on the streets was going that Dolph had money on his head, and this is why all them people was trying to follow Dolph and find out where he was going to be at and everything like that. The cookie shop already had notification that he was going to do the turkey drive there. They're the only people that know. They had to sign an NDA saying they wasn't going to give the location up of where Dolph was going to do his turkey drive and his music video. They changed the location at the last second. It was supposed to be at one spot, then all of a sudden it changed, and then this is when Dolph went missing and nobody could find him. The last time he was seen, he was wearing the yellow shirt, and Ralo looked at all the pictures. He knows that gas station that Dolph was at with the yellow shirt. This is why when Ralo came back to Memphis and pulled up, he went to every single spot that Dolph was last seen at. He asked all the managers if he could watch that footage, if they could rewind it back. Most of them, they gave it all up to MPD. They couldn't offer Ralo none of the footage or anything like that. So he had to go to the cookie shop to Makedas to pretty much press them about what happened with Young Dolph. How come they didn't see the footage? Ralo is trying to get justice for Young Dolph. If you guys are rocking with Young Dolph, go ahead and put Dolph in the comment section, put Ralo in the comment section, like the video and everything, subscribe. So right now, Ralo already knows what's going on with Maurice Hill and who he was talking to before Young Dolph pulled up. That's why it's a discrepancy about whether the owner of the cookie shop was there or not. There's something that they were trying to pretty much make, like, where if the owner was there and all of this stuff happened, then it's on them. And so why is it that the cookie shop girl was changing her story? Who was telling her to say all this stuff, and then when they interviewed her again, she completely changed what she said? Because what she said at first about the cookie shop owner being there and that it happened inside the store, Ralo thinks that that's all pretty much basically got them into hot water. Like, it made them look guilty. It made them look like they set up Dolph, because how did it happen inside the shop and the owner was there and everything like that, and they didn't have no security or nothing. Nobody rushed to the back. They could have locked the door on them if they knew people was running up. And so at the end of the day, that whole changing the stories and everything came to backfire on the cookie shop. So when Ralo pulled up to them, he had a lot of questions for them, and basically he was trying to get to the bottom of it, because it seemed like they were deflecting and dodging a lot of the stuff from all the Memphis people that's been going there. Like, even the people who went there during in the Dolph Memorial, and they asked how did they let somebody into the back door when the whole place was boarded up and locked? How was the lights left on in the cookie shop? It's somebody who had access to there that was coming through the back doors, man. This is why Raven even said that they had problems with people breaking in and all of this stuff. It was pretty much a setup waiting to happen. If it's all these people breaking in through the back door of the cookie shop, and basically and Dolph is about to come there, it's almost like somebody saying, oh, when Dolph is there, somebody's gonna break in again. And so they should have known that that was an issue. The cookie shop should have known that it was already people trying to get in the cookie shop and to loot it or hit a lick on it or whatever to get the register. They should have already known to have a security guard there. The cameras weren't enough. So the fact that it was like they left a actual hazardous thing right there for it to play out, and it happened when Young Dolph was there. How did people know that? They didn't tell people to slide in and everything. Everything is alleged and all that, but there, as people are starting to get really fishy. They starting to really wonder who was the people that dropped the location of Young Dolph. They already know Yo Gotti and them, Big Jook. Big Jook was the guy who put the money on Dolph's head. They said he got the money from Yo Gotti. This is why Big Jook got taken out. He was the direct enforcer in the streets for Yo Gotti and CMG. So when they were trying to get Dolph and they were trying to set this whole thing up, and they needed somebody to move the bread to the hitters and all of this stuff, Big Jook was the guy that was working with Govan, working with the getaway drivers to try to make an escape, trying to cover it up and get the car out of that spot. And, you know, they sent people to try to wipe everything down and clean everything down. But Big Jook still got caught because basically the word got out. Somebody was telling from the inside of CMG's camp, and they think that it was Black Youngster's like best friend Shondell Burnett, the getaway driver dude that they ended up letting go. They ended up putting a like a warrant out for him again, because they let him go, and that was not what they were supposed to do. They ended up asking Justin Johnson and Cornelia Smith what Shondell Barnett's role was in this whole entire thing of the Young Dolph setup. They both testified and cooperated and said that he was the getaway driver. So they realized they made a mistake. Ralo said they should have never let Black Youngster's friend go, because that was the same dude that pulled up to South Memphis and Castalia with Black Youngster when they was wearing all red and they came looking for Dolph. This was the first time that they was trying to take out Dolph. And so Ralo said they made a big mistake by letting Shondell Barnett out. He was the getaway driver, and he drove the two-door that pulled up to in the parking lot, and the guys ran out of it. It was a third person. You could see the seat folding up, and the third person had got out of it and hopped in the front seat. And so once they did that, they dumped the car on Bradley Street. Remember, the person ended up calling in and saying they found the getaway car on Bradley Street, and it was at that same house where Straight Drop did a music video at. So that's how they knew it was all connected by these people. Straight Drop was hanging out with CMG. He got kicked out of Key Glock's group. So once he went over to CMG, this is when Big Jook and Govan were trying to put it into his ear. Oh, you already know about PRE. You already know. And they were trying to send him to the Young Dolph Turkey Driver, the music video, to try to wreak havoc. Ralo found out that all the people that was basically around Dolph, some of them was pretty much wolf in sheep clothing. Some of them were basically infiltrating PRE and trying to actually get tabs and try to put and give the heads up to the Dolph's ops. Like, a lot of people from Yo Gotti's crew were lingering around Dolph's friends and artists and trying to get a lot of info on what was about to happen so that they could try to plan and plot something, because this is how Dolph got set up. Is because everybody that was pretty much working against him, they were following him. They called the cookie shop early. They already pretty much put a ear to the cookie shop and said, hey, if you see Dolph, or if he comes in this area to you guys, call this person, tell him this, and they'll pay you. And so this is why a lot of them pretty much bribing everybody, giving up the money, putting the money on Dolph's head, putting the GoFundMe to the cookie shop. This is what made everybody pretty much play their roles. And so if you really look at it, man, it's all going to come to karma. Is going to get a lot of them. The karma is going to come after every single one of them, man, because at the end of the day, you got to realize that Dolph was in the right. Dolph was the one who, he didn't want to have no beef with nobody. He was trying to make his money. And when he came back to do the right thing, give back to the community, help out all them folks that was hurting in Memphis, when he came to do that and to actually shed some light onto Memphis, this is when they tried to get him. And basically that's why Ralo is heavily affected by this, because he's like, man, Dolph was trying to do good for the community, and these fools got him when he was trying to do good. This is what makes Ralo so mad, and what makes him passionate enough to go back to Memphis and help Mia J. And so make sure that Dolph kids have something in their future, and that Dolph artists and Dolph's community is taken care of, because Ralo is trying to keep the Dolph legacy going. And if y'all want to see more of that, go ahead and comment and let me know what y'all think about Ralo, Dolph, if y'all rocking with them and where y'all from, and go ahead and like this.